They really think we're dumb enough to believe that that's really fog. Well, well, whether it is or not, let me show you something that's going to keep your family feeling healthy and well during this upcoming 2025 new virus or X or whatever happens to be pushed out for the 2025 year. Let's get started. If you're buying your produce from the produce section in the grocery store, then you definitely want to give it a really good clean. I do that with lemon juice, with vinegar, and also with some salt. Because when you're in the grocery store, I mean, you have hands all over everything. So when it comes to something like your leafy greens and your fresh fruit and all of that stuff, you definitely want to give it a nice clean before you use it in your tinctures, or if you're just getting it to eat for some reason, if you have some sort of condition that you're using this for. This is a bunch of cilantro here. And so even when I'm bringing it out of my own garden, I do the same process just because I don't want to worry about any bugs or any type of insects, pests, or whatever being in my final product. But definitely when you're getting it from the grocery store, I mean, people's hands are all over everything. And the reality is everybody's not nice. And, they will do things just for whatever reason. You definitely want to clean your things really well. And so I'll cut a piece of this and let the lemon just kind of sit in there and do some work along with the lemon juice that I used and the sea salt that I use as well. So I'm just getting it all nice and clean before it goes into my final product. And here I have broadleaf parsley as well as the curly parsley. So I just have both of these kind of thrown together. And those are absolutely going into my final product. That's one of the things that I want to use. So if you are someone that have health issues that you don't want to go on medications for, then definitely do the research on how parsley benefits your body, and as well on how cilantro benefits your body. We'll also have red onions going in there. And if you have watched me more than once making tinctures, then red onion is my absolute favorite of anything that I make when it's going in there, because you're going to have that antibacterial, antiviral, all of those properties are going to be in your red onion. And I also have fresh garlic that is going into these tinctures as well. That's another one that I just cannot do without. And let's talk. Give me just a second. Just bear with me a second. And let's talk about this ginger, the way that organic ginger really looks when it comes out of your garden. Organic products in general. But let's take a look at it. Okay, do you see how not perfect the ginger looks? Organic products don't look perfect when they're coming out of the garden. Now, leafy greens, that's something different. But the organic products that come out of your garden, like, they may have a little bit of fuzz on them. They might have a little bit of dirt on them. Like, all you really have to do is, if something is not looking the way that you want it to look, cut it off. Don't throw the whole product away. That is just wasteful. We don't do that at all. Cut it off if it does not look like you want it to look. But we're so used to these big companies mass producing things, and I'm not gonna just get off on a total rant here, but the big companies, they mass produce things. They put all types of chemicals to make things like potatoes and garlic and onions be all the same size and all the same shape, and that is just not the reality of growing. I've been growing so many years, and my lemons, some of my lemons, my Eureka lemons, yeah, they look like this, but there are lemons that'll be this size versus this little small lemon, just depending on the variety. So don't automatically think that something is wrong when your product is not perfect. Look at that. You see the little brown part on there? There are some people who would throw this lemon away because it's not perfect. But this is the reality of growing your own things, and this is the reality of organic products. If it looks too perfect, it's probably for a reason, and you may want to think twice about giving that to your family. And I know some people may think that it's excessive to use vinegar, to use salt, to use lemon, to use lemon juice, but virus, whatever letter they're calling it, is excessive. What we went through during the pandemic is excessive. So you have to make sure that you're protecting your family and other people who are taking your tinctures, who are eating in your home. You have to be obsessive. You have to be extra. You have to be excessive with making sure that things are clean, because we have enough fighting against us. We got to make sure that we're taking care of people the proper way. And before I move on, I feel like okay, so how do you clean the ginger question is going to come up. So this is what I use. I use the brush of my juicer. This came with my juicer, or you can just grab you a small kitchen brush and you can use that in order to clean your ginger. So I'll show you a before piece. Well, I'll show you a couple pieces before and after I give this a good scrub. And it does not take long when you're using a brush. That's why I recommend using a brush, and it almost peels it for you. And that was a good 30 seconds in to brushing. And look, now this part, okay, that, it'll have to be cut off. But as you can see, you just give it a good brush real quick and it gets rid of a whole lot of stuff on the ginger, dirt, and debris. Did you see the way it just burped? You have to, for the first week or so, you have to make sure that you're taking the caps and just making sure that the caps are loose every day so that it can burp. You don't have any accidents, you don't have any accidental overflows, and you don't have any tops popping off. So this part, it takes a little bit of time to fill the jars. So I'll come back and let you see it once the jars are filled. Here are a few pictures of what they look like when they're all done. I hope this information was really helpful. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys on the next video. And remember, good vibes save lives.